Hey YouTube, it's Jonathan, and today we are doing this bronze goddess look right here. I am so ready for it to be summer. I'm so ready to be on vacation. I'm so ready for it. So I am getting inspired and getting in the spirit with this bronze goddess look. I kind of self-tan from the neck down. So at the very beginning of the video, you'll see my face is kind of white. So that is why the foundation is going to go on a little bit dark, and I'm going to be using quite a bit of bronzer to sort of tie the face into the neck and body. I absolutely love this eye look. I didn't really know exactly what I was going to do other than I was just going to use all bronze and brown shades. I didn't use any black or gray or anything like I normally do in my eye look. And this eye look is sort of a take on sort of a 60s eye look, but I think it is completely modern, using all the bronzy brown tones. Yeah, so if you're interested in seeing how I did this look, go ahead and keep watching. Starting off with my skin today, I am mixing a little bit of Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Porcelain, which is a little bit deep for me normally, but it works well with my self-tan, and I'm mixing that in with a little bit of the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Illuminating in the shade Bare Radiance, and those make a beautiful medium coverage when mixed together. The Tinted Moisturizer lightly shears out the fuller coverage foundation and gives it a beautiful glow. To conceal today, I'm using Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in shade 10 and just placing that under my eyes and around my nose. To set those concealed areas, I'm going to use my Le Beige powder from Chanel. I'm not taking this all over because I don't want to completely mattify all of the glow that the foundation is giving my skin. To really warm the skin up and make it look like I've been on vacation, I'm going to use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I'm taking that anywhere the sun would naturally hit me, and then lightly all over the face to give me an overall warm glow. And for a little extra highlight, I'm taking the Naked Illuminator from Urban Decay in the shade Lit, which is a bronzy brown tone, and I'm going to be placing that on the high points of my cheeks, across my forehead, the nose, top of my lip, and then just a little bit sort of down the center of my face. Skipping blush, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows today. I'm choosing the Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Blonde. I went for a shade lighter than I normally do on my brows, just because I want to keep them very fluffy and natural, not too overdone. The first thing I'm going to do on my eyes is take the Benefit They're Real Push-Up Liner in the shade Beyond Brown, and I'm going to create a pretty strong cat eye, pulling that back into the eye. I'm going to bring it about 3/4 of the way across, match up the other side, and then go ahead and bring them all the way into the inner corner. And then I'm going to mimic that same look on the lower lash line. So I'm going to create a wing that is extending out pretty much the same length as the upper wing, but I'm not going to do it quite as thick. I'm going to pull that about 3/4 of the way along underneath the lower lashes. The shadows that I'm using today are from my Lorac Mega Pro Original palette. This palette was limited edition, but you could do this look with really any warm neutral palette. The Naked palette would work beautifully for this. So I'm starting off with a transition color in the crease. This is the shade Camel from this palette. It's just a beautiful, warm, lighter brown, and I'm just sweeping that all the way from inner corner to outer corner up towards the brow bone. Now a little bit lower than that, I am taking the shade Sepia from the same palette, and it is a little bit deeper and a little bit warmer. It has an orangey undertone, and I'm just going to sweep that same back and forth through the socket line. Once those are blended to my liking, I'm going to deepen this a little bit more and start to blend out the liner and really create that sort of 60s cut crease towards the outer corner, and I'm using an Espresso dark matte brown shade for this. I'm just placing that exactly where I want it with a pencil brush, and then I'm going to blend it out with the larger blending brush, and then I'm going to reapply and blend and reapply and blend until I get the exact look that I want. I want this to be sharp but blended. I don't want a very harsh line, but I do want sort of separation and definition and almost that cut crease effect. For a bronzy sheen across the lid, I'm just taking the shade Copper from this palette and bringing that all the way from where that espresso color ends down into the inner corner. Now down onto the lower lash line, I'm going to repeat the same steps just with the pencil brush. So starting out with that Camel shade, which is the lighter warm brown, then moving on to Sepia, and then using a tiny touch of espresso towards the outer corner. I'm also going to take that shimmery copper shade from the inner corner and just drag it along a little bit towards about halfway across the eye. Now for a bright pop in the inner corner, I am taking the shade Sand, which is a light gold shade, pressing that right onto the tear duct on both eyes, taking whatever's left on the brush right under my brows and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Next, I'm gonna curl the heck out of my lashes and then go on with 2 coats of a dark brown waterproof mascara. This is Definisil's from Lancome, my absolute favorite mascara of all time, but anything dark brown will do. You could do black, you could do lashes with this, but I wanted to keep everything in that brown color family. For lips, I'm using my favorite nude of all time. This is Beige Mirage from Lancome. It's one of their L'Absolu Rouge lipsticks. It's very creamy and hydrating. I absolutely love it. You can use whatever nude you prefer. For a little bit more dimension on the lips, I'm taking the copper shade on one of my fingertips and just patting a little bit on the center of my lower lip. And then because I felt like the lips needed just a little bit more definition on the edge, I'm taking an eyebrow pencil and I'm just lightly buffing along the edge of the lips just so that they have a little bit of definition between them and the skin. And that's the makeup done. I absolutely love this look. I love how it turned out. I really like that sort of 60s edge, but it's kind of modern and bronzy and beachy all at the same time. If you enjoyed this look, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the products I used or techniques that I used or suggestions for future looks, please leave those in the comments box below. While you're down there, open up my description box because there's a link to every product that I used today in there for you to check out, as well as links to all of my social media. I am at JonJonTalks on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. There's also a link to my Facebook in there. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click on my face now because I post 2 videos every single week, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!